Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Reza. I'm just filming my first haul with you guys, so I'm really excited. And I'm showing you exactly how the package came to me, so I made sure that I waited until I was ready to film before even opening it. I know that's the convention. But this is from Vivid Lacquer's. She's shutting down her business on Etsy, and I've heard that her plates are pretty good. So I wanted to check them out before everything was gone. And everything's packaged so nicely. She's got a little bag. She's got bubble wrap. So you don't have to worry about how your plates are coming to you. They're coming to you great. Anyway, this is me opening them, obviously. Sorry about the sound. I'm doing a voiceover. And with the way that I edit, the original track is removed. So those of you who love the sound of the peel coming off aren't going to be happy. But I did include me peeling off the actual blue film. The way that my vision works, I can't really see the image with the blue film. So the very first thing that I do... Oh, this is me being really frustrated at... There are letters on this, and the way that it looks on her website or on Etsy, it looks like these letters are going to actually do me some good. But here you can see that the plate is about square the size of a nail polish bottle. And if I measure the actual plate itself, it's around 2.5 inches by 3 inches. And that's a pretty good size for a mini plate. These were an early Christmas present to me. The actual image that I am looking at right here, let me see what that was. That was about 1 by 1. So they're pretty good plates. If you can feel... I don't think I test the etching. I test plates because this is a partial review. I test the plates on screen, but I don't really test the etching with my fingernails. They're pretty well etched, and I didn't have any failure with any images. I got 6 plates. The one that I'm looking at now is VL018. The plate numbers are so tiny on her plates that the number itself is about a centimeter long. Oh, this is me looking at the science plate finally. I was so excited about this plate. I'm still so excited about this plate. You can do a whole mani with this plate. You've got the entire periodic table. You've got a number of single images, and then you've got some great images for your fingers with the tiles. And this is a beautiful plate. I got it for the moon phases, but look at those falling leaves. There's a negative image and a positive image space. But those moon phases just aren't to be beat. I see all sorts of people do those by freehand, and this is me going, what the heck? Well, the backing is great, but when I looked at this plate online, it looked like there was actually something besides the books that I wanted on it, but the books are the only thing that I actually am going to end up using on that plate. This is probably my favorite plate, the Chinese fish or the koi. Just beautiful, beautiful plate, the whole thing. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's little frogs on there, and they're lotus leaves. I'm taking this opportunity. At about the same day, I received some new pearlized polishes from Born Pretty store, and actually from AliExpress. But this is just me going through and cleaning all the plates. I cut most of that out. Everybody knows to clean the plates. We know that. Anyway, so this, I think it's supposed to be a metallic brown. Coppery bronze is what it most likely is, what it more like is. All of my stampers, I'm testing with a variety of stampers. All of my stampers, from the clear jelly ones to the red squishy one that I have in this review, they're all from both AliExpress and Etsy. So the first image I'm testing is on the Asian plate, the first Asian plate, the dragon plate, I'll call it. And I got this one actually because I have a plate with Kung Fu Warriors on it, but they don't have weapons. And there's an entire row of weapons on this plate, from throwing stars to nunchucks. Oh, of course I tested the dragon route off. That stamps so beautifully. And I'm putting them on the limp roller just because it was easier use of space than using paper, sheets of paper. I'm shooting in a very small space here. I'm also testing out what looks to me like Imperial Japanese scaled armor or Chinese scaled armor. I'm sure that's just a traditional Asian image, but makes me think of armor. And it is so beautiful. And that green polish is so beautiful too. I'm really pleased with these polishes, the way that they stamp, as well as the plates. So this plate number is VL022. I'm showing you here how tiny that is. That's what I'm trying to read. I'm really nearsighted, so it's a bit difficult. Next plate I'm going to look at is what I'm calling the literary plate. It's got some Greek on it. It's got, right now I'm so angry about that alphabet that I'm stamping that right off with my big extra large stamper. I got the body itself from AliExpress, but the head that comes with it really stinks. So you got to get the one from Belove's Plates to put in it. I'm just furious though about how tiny these are. I can't use I don't see a way. They're not even small enough for me to use. I mean, they're not even big enough for me to use in a collage on the nail. I don't see me being able to make use of this. If you guys have ideas that can float through my anger, looks like I pulled out my gray from Born Pretty as well to test out for the feather. I guess I didn't want to test it in the green or the bronze. I'm going to call it a copper bronze. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but they don't name their colors. They just have numbers. There's that feather quill. And I don't know if you can see that there, but the ink pot is part of the image. So it's a quill dipped in the ink pot. That is such a great, everything has stamped so beautifully. I really do recommend these plates. And this is VL018. I got to get those power lines. She's got birds and power lines, and so this is more like it'll work like a layered stamp. You could put a bird in a bird cage, or you could put it in the on top of the power lines. And then there are birds that are already on the lines on the left of the plate, if you can see. And then there's a splatter image. It can be blood, it can be ink, it can be whatever you want it to be. Finally, we get to the science plate. It's the third plate I'm dealing with you, VL017. And I want to get that periodic table. That is such a great image. And of course, I'm going to be picking that up with my big green. And I am just so excited about that. You could do an entire mani that's just the periodic table. Scientists, people in those fields, look at what you can wear to work. This is so exciting. It's just great. That squiggle there, that's me being excited and trying to stamp on the roller. But there are so many other images on this. There's 4 science in 2 different sizes. Right now, I'm trying to get the equations in that metallic green, and I'm really not pleased with the way that shows up. It's the only image in the whole video where it's just the polish color. I'm sure. It just didn't show off the stamp to its best effect. So now I'm going to go back in there with a different color. You can see I used a harder stamper there so that I can show you guys that any kind of stamper you want to use on these plates, it's going to be just fabulous. So here's all the equations in the copper bronze. What color would you guys call that? Anyway, so I'm using the red squishy to pick that up. And that is one of my favorite stampers. I do a lot of decals on that stamper. That showed up so much better in that copper. I guess it's more of a bronze. I'm going to keep going back and forth. I probably originally got out the gray because of these moon phases. Wait, I changed plates on you here. This plate is VL013. So I guess I was done testing the science plate, although I wish I had enough time to go through all the images with you. The moon phase is stamped great, and you know how trendy those manis are right now. So if you're going to pick up any plate, I would definitely, even if it's just one, I would pick up that plate while you still can. I'm a little disappointed with the way that these coffins picked up, because they are etched with crosses on the top. And you can scarcely see it when I bring in the plate real close, but you really can't see it when it stamps. And I like that little detail. If you're going to put the detail on the plate, then please make it stamp. So I'm just bringing the plate a little closer because you guys won't be able to see those crosses, and I can see them in person. Here's my sad plate. This has some kind of steampunky images. It's got a circle with a no with the radioactive sign, and then the nuclear sign, and it's got a target, and it's got a tiny cat in the middle of the plate, and it's got those books, Lonely Flamingo and Umbrella. I don't see why she didn't fill up this plate. It's a real disappointment to me. I love those books, but I could have found that on that Messy Mansion plate that's so popular. So anyway, this disappointment plate was VL003. Now what I'm looking at is one of my favorite plates, VL012, and it's got the fish that I'm in love with. Pretty much any time I see koi on a plate, I will pick it up if I have a gift coming to me or something like that. I don't have money to spend on plates, but if I'm able to grab it, I can. And isn't that color just perfect for that fish? I love that stamp so much. And there's the way that it shows up on the lint roller. That is such a lovely sheen. Just beautiful. So it's got the fish bubbles. It's got the fish in multiple sizes for any kind of nails. I would really pick up this plate if you can, if you still can, she still has it available. I'm going to grab, in silver, I'm going to grab the lotus. There are two sizes of lotus in this plate, on this plate, and there's one just below the full lotus. There's an outline of a lotus that you can do some reverse stamping with if you want to make it special. So that is just gorgeous in the silver. I'm definitely going to be using that in a manicure. I see myself really making use of all of these plates, and I'm so excited that I had them coming to me. Anyway, check her out. It's Vivid Lacquer. Check her out before she goes out of business. And like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. And thank you for